Call this meeting order. We all stand for pledge of allegiance, please. Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Let's get a roll call for members present, please.
Ms. Conover?
Present.
Mr. Whitten?
I'm here.
Mr. Paparad?
Here.
Mr. Biggs?
Yes.
Mr. Rivas? Mr. Polaric?
Here.
Ms. Graham?
Here.
You have 6 members in attendance. You have a quorum, sir.
Thank you very much, Mr. Auditor. Let's start with the Expo Center. We're going to jump out of order here a little bit. So here's some Expo. Let's all find the Expo in our books. Toward the end there.
We're out of order.
We are on the border. I did that to throw you off your game.
Okay.
Find it? No. We'll wait a few moments for everyone.
We're not, we good?
Feel free to cheat off Papa.
It's okay. Okay, good enough. I don't know why I'm right.
When it's going out of order, that's me a fantastic idea.
Yeah, you want to move right along. Moving right along.
Moving right along. All right, so, what's changed? Let's start with the easy stuff. There's a couple salaries that changed, right?
No salary change.
What are we looking at? Current year approved, okay, yeah, you're right, I got you.
Salaries changed.
Approved was 38,000, current year, so tell me what, did we raise it somewhere mid-year or something?
No, this was, the issue when they came back and the
So the answer is yes to my question.
yeah.
Okay. Just asking, it's simplified. So, what, this is not a general fund budget, correct?
Correct.
I mean,
There's shuffling, but there's no increase. There's overall, except for the
this is all revenue-based work. So there's no tax money in this.
Is it been self-sustaining?
That's the way.
Yes.
Okay, so what's your pleasure with this one, guys? The motion, is there seconds? I'll second for discussion. Discussion?
Are you the new manager? No. Is there going to be a new manager?
Reviewing Monday and Tuesday.
You contemplate an application?
No, I am. I need a job.
Still decent. Well, what is it, last year we took you from part-time to full-time?
It's in 2 weeks.
And a significant portion of last year, my understanding that the director had gone from less than full-time.
Yeah.
So why would we need a full-time assistant if the manager was happy?
That's just something that it's always, during this time period that he wasn't there. He was working a lot from home on his own, and I'm trying to figure out how to, wasn't expecting this question, right?
Well, can we, hold on, maybe we can change the form of the question, just a shade. So, looking forward, you're wanting a full-time manager and full-time assistant, correct?
Yeah.
What exactly are they doing?
Well, the manager, the full-time manager, that's the way it goes, and she or he, oversees the whole place, park board, tourism, meetings with you guys, just certain things
what comes through this budget a year? What kind of revenue do we garner?
One of the things the director does too is develop new events and shows.
And again, this is non-general funds, so I want to see, my biggest concern is if it's self-sustaining.
This is the budget, so that's what's on down. We can look at the revenue report.
Yeah, let's take a look at it real quick.
I think if we don't have all three positions, it'll end up hurting the revenue end of it. And it won't be bringing in as much, the place will be weaker overall.
Well, I'm concerned that we went a major portion of last year without the director being there full-time. And we also, during last year, all of last year, we had an employee there being paid substantially more than what he should have been paid, which in my estimation, looking at the paperwork that is processed or expected to be processed out of your office each pay period, I can't understand why somebody would catch that.
Well, I believe it's always been a full-time position, right, in the past. So we're not really saying anything new here.
Well, I understand. Look, I'm not arguing the point that the facility needs a full-time manager. I think that it does. What I question is, does it need a full-time assistant manager and a full-time assistant to the assistant manager?
I guess, look, I see where you're going with this, Jim. I guess my question would be, since it's non-general fund and it's revenue-based outside the general fund,
Because the benefits that we afford to the county employees just come down.
That's true. That's true.
They pay their own health care too. I mean, all the health care is in this budget too. I mean, I think all your costs are here. You get no tax money. If you run out of revenue,
We're self-insured, Bob. How could we possibly be paying for our health care?
Because we budget in healthcare.
So if somebody had a major medical issue that was tens of thousands of dollars, that much is built into.
why, I don't think that's how, I don't think, it's your analogy, but that's not accurate, because they were given the number $17,380 last year to budget for healthcare.
Yes, but the kind of insurance that we have, Bob, we have.
I understand, I'm very well aware of that, that's the pool. We don't, I mean, you're not wrong, but then when the highway comes up and they get somebody that has the same problem, we can't use, that argument doesn't, it's a pool policy, so that's what I'm saying is, you're revenue based, you run out of revenue, you're gonna lay people off, real simple. Is that a fair analogy? You get no tax money.
The only tax money we do get, to be clear, is if we fix the road.
Capital improvements.
Yeah.
Would it be a fair analogy to say that, yeah, the expo center does have some downtime, but when it has its busy time, it's busier and busier with staff to get forward there, probably when you're majoring, events, and a good use of the time allotted when you have some slow time are to be thinking of and promoting future events. It's not like people are just sitting at their desks twiddling their thumbs.
Well, I just, you know, I have concerns. For 2/3 of the year that the manager is not full-time.
You think of it, yeah, but then, Jim, by the logic of what you said earlier, things didn't go exactly as we hoped. So perhaps a staffing issue with fixing that. You're right, there's been some errors. So perhaps we don't want to reduce staff and give rise to more errors. Perhaps the answer is to move it forward, in fact, not taxpayer-based revenue. Maybe I just move it.
Oh, yeah, I mean, you can make that
Well,
case.
not to be argumentative, Jim, but the other night, when I raised the question of assistant shift manager, the 911, I used to shout down like a bird out of the sky. So, and that's not general fund money either.
Bob, I don't need to explain to you the difference of responsibilities between 911.
Yeah, but I was talking about the fact that we have a shift manager and assistant shift manager. That's all I was pointing out, is like there's a little bit of layer there, and we got a little bit of layer here, so.
Yeah, well, we haven't had a case where we're dealing with a manager not doing the work and dealing with a case of an employee in E911 who will pay $15,000 more than should have.
Well,
That's all, I don't have any more questions.
okay, let's have a roll call.
It's 142,614, is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay, 142,614 on Expo 4005, Mr. Whitney,
Yes.
Mr. Paparad, Mr. Biggs,
No.
Mr. Rivas, Mr. Blair,
Yes.
Ms. Graham,
Yes.
Ms. Conlon,
Yes.
5-1 in the affirmative.
Okay, West Porter Township,
Well,
thank you.
that was just a salary line. You need to get the total before it.
I thought that was our motion. Well, there's a motion, I thought the motion was for the budget. What?
Move for the budget for 489,002.
Second.
Motion and a second, roll call.
So what is it, 489? 002?
First, we have a motion and a second. Now, the overall increase to the budget then is what? We have a $30,000 increase, right?
Any discussion then?
Yeah, we're there.
I think you guys understand that if you run out of money, you can't come back and see us.
Correct. And the reason for that increase, I have a 46.48 increase in health insurance, in my liquor liability, and, just basic necessities.
All right, so back to my initial question, what will be the total revenue that they generate this year on this current pace?
So far this year, 299, almost 300,000. Last year they generated 408,000.
So
So.
now we get down, so we get the same question back to the start. You have a $489,000 budget in front of us, but it doesn't look like it's gonna generate that this year, and it didn't generate that last year. What's changing that's gonna make it generate that kind of money for next year?
There was a lot of, over expenditures on, The revenue, I mean, we're at 300 now, but there's still, October, November, December.
Do you have
Yeah,
major?
when you make more, you have bigger events towards the holidays.
And that's the question I'm asking. What do you think you're going to make? Because at the current pace, you're on track for 400,000.
For the month of September alone, right now, I can tell you that I'm going to decline $45,000. That's the month of September.
Okay?
So far it's only coming in.
But I think what Councilman Wood was getting at, the initial question was no circumstance yourself. You didn't generate that last year.
I feel like
So what is going to transpire this year?
That's-
So what is going to transpire this year that you believe you're going to raise that extra revenue?
I have quite a few events happening in the next 3 months.
Okay.
Usually June, July, beginning of August are slower because the fairs are slow.
But again, last year we didn't do it. It doesn't look like you're gonna get 489,000 this year. It doesn't look like it, because you're not on track. And last year you didn't do it. So I can't vote for a budget that you haven't reached.
My
So,
suggestion would be to knock it down, and then when we hit that number, if I bring in more revenue, we'll come back and ask for an additional.
that would be my suggestion.
We got a motion to approve the 489.
Okay, so a motion and a second on the floor. So, the motion withdrawn, second,
I'll make a motion for 450, a little bit less than last year, and see where that goes.
Okay. I'll second that for discussion.
So you're gonna have to come back at final reading and, address where these line items are gonna be
get a roll call.
405,005 at $450,000, Mr. Paparad?
Yes.
Mr. Biggs?
Yes.
Mr. Polaric?
Yes.
Ms. Graham?
Yes.
Ms. Conover?
Yes.
Mr. Whitten?
Yes.
6-0.
So for our final reading, extra budget, give us the breakout. All right, thank you very much. West Porter Township Fire Protection.
I'll make a motion.
We have a motion.
No.
I'll second.
I beat you to it.
Discussion? Any discussion? No. Roll call, please.
Mr. Biggs?
Yes.
Mr. Polaric?
Yes.
Ms. Graham?
Yes.
Ms. Conover?
Yes.
Mr. Whitten?
Yes.
Mr. Paparad?
Yep.
6-0 in the affirmative.
Chuck, I want you to go back and tell them we had a fight for this.
Hard legal work, they got to do.
Thank you. We got a good legal match. Don't keep it up.
Thank you.
All right, we're gonna proceed. Highway General, 1176. You have a budget in front of you, guys. What's your pleasure? See a little bit of increase here, right? Is there increase there?
Increase in all of them, we-
Yeah.
Once again, keep in mind, because the advertising issue last year, they came back at the start of the year to do the
Okay.
advertising first. So it looks like there's an increase, but it really was
It reflects what we're currently doing. There's a motion on the floor.
Second.
There is a second on the floor. Discussion?
David, was any portion of your budget, did you guys try to, bring down to the 10% that the council had requested?
Yes, it's all been, and what I'm looking at, Al did this. Okay, and he brought it way down. And to the point of, we may be plowing snow and that's it.
How are we doing on salt? We're pretty good going into the winter.
I have 3,000 ton on order and I'm asking for another 3,000 ton, but because we were unsure of the salt dome situation that we are now going to build, Al and I were both a little lenient on trying to get over 6,000 ton. We had no place to store it if we ordered it. So in that case, we have got the, in for another 3,000 ton, but I was told that it would probably be the middle or end of November before I know whether I have that. If I don't get that, I'll have to still mix again this year and get through the season.
So you brought it down to 1758266, is that correct, or is that the next budget? That is the next budget. So this one,
So where did you bring it down in this figure?
it doesn't look like it's that.
We came down from 2701,114 to 2536548.
How come under our approved, Vicki, we have 2497030?
That doesn't reflect the changes that were advertised.
Because it's not, it wasn't that much change, was it? What are we doing currently right now? What's approved budget right now? The 13.
I think for 2014.
David, are you under supplies or personal services? Right now. What are you looking at?
I'm looking at general and distributed.
So as we roll down,
That's down to me.
we don't want to get, we don't want to jump just to, there's three
No, I'm just asking, I just want to make sure that I was.
No,
I see what you did here in personal services, and that's explainable. And I see it has gone down in supplies and,
don't go to highway maintenance, talk about highway general, 1176.
Yes, I think the difference between last year and this year on a total capital outlay, the difference is due to the personal
So
service.
we went from, so the number you're looking for is 2536549, but what we have in front of us is approved 2497030. Surely the difference in salaries wasn't that much, was it? I guess it could, well,
Those other roles are good.
what he did is a little bit. Back to my question, Vicki, what are we doing in 14 on this budget?
If you look at your screen, you'll see the adjusted budget of 5.3 million. But, a little confusing, that takes into account highway general, administration, and maintenance. It's not just the
So you can't tell me what,
That's the total of the three.
is the health insurance. So it's not decreased, it's actually not decreased. The health insurance has increased.
Everything else was lower than health
The
insurance.
health insurance.
How would that,
So we're at 2536549. What's your pleasure with that? Is there a motion and second already on the floor? Roll call.
Mr. Blair.
Yes.
Ms. Graham.
Yes.
Ms. Conover.
Yes.
Mr. Whitten.
Yes.
Mr. Paparad. Mr. Biggs. 6-0 in the affirmative.
Highway highway administration. Not much to change. What's your pleasure? Motion and second. Discussion? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Mr. Blair.
Yes.
Ms. Graham.
Yes.
Ms. Conover.
Yes.
Mr. Whitten.
Yes.
Mr. Paparad.
Yes.
Mr. Biggs.
Yep.
6-0 in the affirmative.
Highway maintenance. The number is down, 1758266.
Move.
No motion.
Second.
And second. Discussion? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Ms. Graham.
Yes.
Mr. Whitten. Ms. Conover.
Yes.
Mr. Whitten.
Yes.
Mr. Paparad.
Yes.
Mr. Biggs. Mr. Blair.
Yes.
6-0 in the affirmative.
Highway LRS, we're at 960. 960? It's your pleasure. We have a motion
Second.
and a second. Discussion? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Ms. Conover.
Yes.
Mr. Whitten.
Yes.
Mr. Paparad. Mr. Biggs. Mr. Blair.
Yes.
Ms. Graham.
Yes.
6-0 in the affirmative.
Hume Bridge, what's your pleasure? Looks like the number is 515. We have a motion and a second. Discussion, hearing none? All right, here's some.
it's gone up in your safety. Due to advertising costs. And, your contractual bridge inspection due to advertisements.
No, that must be, that's gotta be from last year. It was advertised last year. It was advertised different than what it was.
Is it?
Yeah.
These are all non-general fund, I don't know how deep we might drill into them.
No,
They're very good questions. Roll call, please.
11:35, Mr. Whitten.
Yes.
Mr. Paparad. Mr. Biggs.
Yes.
Mr. Blair.
Yes.
Ms. Graham.
Yes.
Ms. Conover.
Yes.
6-0 in the affirmative.
Major moves, 1150000. We have a motion and a second. Discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right. Health Department. Thank you. Good evening. Health Department 1159. What is? How are you guys doing? All right. So this is a non-general fund budget, and it looks like not a whole lot's going on, right? discussion?
Okay, Keith, remember we talked about this, we'd like to adjust, curve to 97,454. Because of the increase in curve, it needs to be slightly adjusted to 97,454.
Okay, and with that, what are the questions we have about this budget?
Okay, I'm a little confused, this current year's salary and all these salaries for next year are $1,000 different?
That's how.
Is that the anticipated raise?
Yes.
Is that understand?
Okay. All right, move to approve.
We already have a motion. But you can third it if you want.
30.
Roll call, please.
This is on 1159?
It's on
Let's
11:59.
clarify the number, 1,604,802. Right, because.
I'm showing 1603281, but you're saying it has to be adjusted up because of
Of the per.
All right.
Right.
Say that number again.
1,604,000.
802, is the motion concur with the amending your motion to reflect that number? Second, concurs? All right, motion is second, 1604802. Roll call.
Mr. Paparad, Mr. Biggs, Mr. Blair,
Yes.
Ms. Graham,
Yes.
Ms. Conover,
Yes.
Mr. Witt.
Yes, Anthony, 2102.
I'll make a motion.
We have a motion
Second.
and a second. Discussion? Hearing none, roll call.
Mr. Biggs,
Yes.
Mr. Blair,
Yes.
Ms. Graham,
Yes.
Ms. Conover,
Yes.
Mr. Whitten,
Yes.
Mr. Blair, I'm sorry, Mr. Paparad, 6-0 in the affirmative.
Health maintenance, 1168. Pleasant. Second up, but again, yes, general fund. We have a motion, is there a second? A second, discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye, opposed. Health donations, we have a motion
Second.
and a second, discussion. Hearing none, all in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Health, opposed. Oh, I guess I should assume. Health tobacco, 94,500, what's your pleasure?
I'll make a motion.
We have a motion, and there's a second. Discussion?
Pete, is this ever gonna run out?
We never know with, tobacco and,
It's all about tobacco, so.
yes, yeah, and the state can do anything they want with it. And we're fortunate that, they are channeling this to us. We know that in other states, I believe Illinois even, they used it to, balance their general budget and that sort of thing, so.
Actually, the paperwork, we have to submit the plan for the new year on October 1st, and then all the paperwork is designated for the statement, that if the money is in the legislation doesn't use public access funds, do that, so.
We've been getting it since '01.
Thank you.
Okay, all in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, that's that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Planning Commission.
Okay, now shortly before the meeting, they
Yeah.
presented a revised budget.
All right, so take this one out.
That's fine.
It's done.
You should have received it on the one. I'm gonna try to change it.
Well, let me ask you, what did you change from the one you proposed to this?
All right. I've changed some of the positions, ones that eliminate the building administrator assistant, which made it part-time, not full-time.
Okay,
And then with the building inspector, he's due to retire in January,
okay.
and we're not going to have that as a full-time, we need to build up our fund.
So we're taking the salaries down.
Yes. And then the zoning administrator's job would be,
Okay. So what we currently are running on is, I'm sorry.
the zoning administrator
So really, we're taking the line item for salaries down substantially with that change, right?
You're still running all on your feet, right? It's all on current.
Right.
No general fund.
No,
I'll make the motion to approve.
Motion is second on the floor to approve the new revised.
657, 264, is that correct? Nope.
How's this budget running? We doing okay?
Getting tight. That's why we're, yeah.
And so we build up our fund more, in order to get some of these positions on.
Which causes the lack of incoming revenue, lack of building going on?
I think it's the building permits, it seems like DBA and those cases are.
Okay. Any questions on this? Any questions? There you go. You have a motion and a second. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? The ayes have it. Airport and airport, Hume Building can come tonight. We'll get them later. Recycling waste district.
Is this new, does anybody hear from here, or is Karen representing?
I don't know why.
Okay, so we come on. I thought she was here.
Yeah.
I thought her earlier today. I thought she was coming to the meeting.
I know she did have to run to, she's in school and drop off a paper. That's what she told me.
EMA 1047, general fund, how about that? We'll come back to this last,
Yeah.
make sure we can.
I just wondered if the budget includes the tax increase on the tax.
You did?
You want to take a break now?
No, I didn't.
Oh, yeah, no, we can long break.
Yeah, I know. But Jim, that's a nice question, I'd like to get the answer to that too.
Yeah.
Is it budget based on an increase? You mean this? Yes.
I think the answer to that question, here's the thing, I think the answer to that question is yes. I spoke to her briefly today and had to cut off the conversation, so I was going to court. However, the gist of it was that she was anticipating that because they increased their fees, that the expenditures should increase as well. I suppose we could, yes, tax cut fees. So I suppose we could do one or two things with that. We could not approve the increased expenses. That would be an interesting dilemma, because then they would be incurring taxes or taking fees and taxes, and those would not be spent. So then you'd have people paying, and there would be building up. I think is what the net result of that would be. And
Would it be presumptuous of them to assume that he was at the site?
well, Scott, let me ask you a question. I asked her this question. The increase of that fee, does it end at that board, or do they have to go in front of the commissioners? Do you know that?
It ends at the board.
That's the answer I got
Not
today.
in front of us.
That's what came to that.
Well, here's the irony of that budget. We are okaying their budget, so we would approve the budgeted expenses. The revenue is coming from approval by the board.
Sorry.
It's okay, we'll finish EMA here, because I think Bob's got to leave anyway. So you're here. EMA 1047. We have a motion. This is general fund budget, and it looks like it's down just a little bit.
I think you went over the big fees.
What does that mean?
We were trying very hard to get the 10%. I think Vicki, you concurred that, it's kind of like, a 911, stuff like you gotta have, a tornado or, something comes through you.
There's something to try to use because it's not a general fund budget, but that's something we could, we can already.
Who's the liaison to this budget? You, Sylvia?
Yes,
And you went over it, I assume?
yes.
Okay. We have a motion and a second on the floor,
I made the motion.
and I'll second the discussion, which I think we've probably had. So, any other discussion?
No, I agree with Sylvia. I mean, it's just, this is one of the budgets that you can't afford to guess at least whether or not we cut it too much.
Is everything working up and running?
I would like to say yes. We did have some issues in the last storm last Saturday. Some of those were issues at the 911 center. As far as I know right now, the only siren that's not functioning correctly is Chesterton. We just fixed it a month ago.
I was going down south, someone called and asked if I heard the sirens down south.
Yeah,
I was at Malden Elevator on Saturday when that came through, and Bob, did you hear the siren? I did not.
You would not have heard it because it was dispatched or put out, if you will, from the 911 center, and they attempted to put it out 3 times and it didn't work. They tried to duplicate that yesterday, and they couldn't duplicate it. It worked.
So you have one, one.
Yes.
Chesterton's working also.
So, the reports we had were that it didn't work. That's part of our dilemma.
It's often,
I'm working with the commissioners now on a
Sure.
plan to try to remedy all of that.
Yeah, I'd like to, here's the thing, because we get calls too, so I'd like if you, when you get that sort of all the kinks worked out, would you let us know?
Absolutely. I'm actually going to do a presentation at the next commissioners meeting. If you'd like, in some future hearing, I can do it for the council.
That might be good.
Show you where we
On the
came from
battery.
and where we're at now.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, thank you very much. We have a motion and a second. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. LEPC, 1152. Non-general, there's a,
Non-general.
non-general fund. What's your pleasure? We have a motion and a second on the floor. Discussion?
May I ask a question? I didn't get a chance to ask Russ, you have hourly in this budget, do we need to add FICA to this budget, or is it picked up?
The only thing we've used that for in the past is to pay for data processing, and we've done it ourselves for a number of years now. The only other thing that we use the money for is to pay a stipend to our hazmat team members, they get $200 a year. That's it.
All in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? The ayes have it. Hazardous substance, 1221.
Is this the money that comes from the injection wells?
That's for a different combination thing, yes.
What's your pleasure with this budget? We have a motion and a second. I assume all these budgets, these non-general fund budgets are running relatively stable?
Oh, very much, yes. We're very frugal with the money.
So, we have a motion and a second. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? The ayes have it. I think that's it for you, right? Have a good one. Recycling and Waste District. We're just getting into your discussion. Just getting to the good stuff. All right. Good evening, how are you? So, all right, guys, we'll start with the Recycling and Waste District budget. What's your pleasure with this?
Does this proposed budget include the tax increase that was just passed?
Yes.
the salaries in public education, the public education coordinator and the education outreach, you're proposing to take a what?
With our budget, we being a separate entity, not part of the general fund, we propose $1,000 for each of all employees, but we follow whatever the council does. So if the council says that county employees get $750, that's what we do. So I had budget a dollar amount to put in. Because I don't have another fund to draw from. Break it down.
Yeah, speaking out loud here, I don't think it sends the right message. You're asking for a tax increase to get a raise at the same time.
She doesn't unless we do it fairly well.
Take the increases out real quick, Vicki. Let's start adjusting this numbers a little bit. So, let's get to, we started talking, I'm sorry, I'm going to court. I tried to call you back, let you know, but my phone's on. We were talking a little bit about, and I was curious, what the projected use of the increased revenue and what portions of those were reoccurring, and I think you were just starting to explain that to me a little bit, so maybe you want to talk a little bit about that.
Sure. The projected uses were identified after the board, the staff, public input, our advisory committee over last year. Value what programs we are doing, what we could be doing more or less in our community. So, part of the increase would be to fund a tub grinder to provide grinding of brush throughout Porter County. Public compost sites, municipal compost sites, damage debris, as we've all experienced here recently, a lot of that material is going to the compost sites of the roads.
That cost was about $250, correct? What's the cost of the tub grinder?
The tub grinder itself, but we would certainly just give a note for that, a 10-year note. But a tub grinder itself could potentially be $500,000.
All right, so it looks like the increased revenue from the fee that was just passed is about $400,000, is that right?
Correct. So, a tub grinder, we would need to pay for maintenance and operation on that, if you look at the projections of that. I have employees that do full-time jobs. We would need another person for it, there's no doubt about that. We also have compost site attendants, which are part-time, so that person can go through that, maybe we would necessarily employ a part-time person there, we could make some adjustments there, but there's absolutely no way we would be able to get this piece of equipment, have a qualified operator, and rotate around the county as we do with our compost equipment on a regular basis without a full-time person to help us with that.
So would you contract that person?
I have them as a full-time employee with, if you go back to your salaries, the contract was before.
Yeah.
So that would be a new, that would be under full-time operator, which would be a new position that is not on our budget before.
It's not listed on our.
No,
You have it under hours, it would be full-time.
correct.
Right,
You
you
have
have,
it under hours?
so we have an increased person, yes. Yes.
Correct.
And it looks like a substantial increase to, so you're talking about, and I don't know how far down you guys want to go on this, since we really have no oversight as to the fee or tax, or whatever you want to call it, increase. That's not, we don't have any.
But we do have an apprentice report.
Well, this is a well-run board, and Teresa, she indicated we were invited, did some analysis as to their services. The tub grinder, the city of Portage has got such a mound of brush that it couldn't be kept up financially or manually. So they need the burden to take care of some of that. The tub grinder would be shared between all of our other entities. And rather than the municipality or the town renting it, which is quite costly.
It is, between, the municipalities and the district itself, because currently the contract with the service at the compost site, well over $200,000 for 2014. We're projecting the annual cost for, the tub grinder with operator, spreading out the cost for the payment, that would be about $130,000. So, in time, all communities in Porter County and residents in Porter County have a service that's provided on a timely basis. Right now, we're chasing the service providers, even finding our clients to provide their service. If they opt out, what are we going to do with this material? We're going to keep it out of our ditches, hopefully with this program, having this equipment around.
This new tax, is it collected unincorporated and incorporated?
Yes, it's on everybody's property. Well, it will be on everybody's property tax bill. Currently, it's only on residential, and it's going to be including commercial starting next year.
And the other question I have, what do you have a total of, how many employees do you have now? 6?
We have 6 full-time employees.
And this would be 7.
You're going to be leasing an additional building?
We have, right now, outside of this program, we have about $500,000 worth of equipment which currently sits outside.
don't doubt that, I'm just wondering, so you're gonna build your own building, or you're gonna lease one?
No, we would build it.
Because it said, I'm just curious about this line, it says lease or building.
Well, I'm sorry, well, it's semantics, potentially, the line item, it's a long-term payment. So no, it's for building.
Okay, all right, so you're not leasing, you don't have a landlord out there you're leasing from?
I think I have one more question. I would assume that all your employees, including yourself, have health insurance.
Correct.
Is that paid for out of your budget?
Yes.
Okay.
So it is included, on page one, it is included. Currently, with the funds that we do receive, and that would include also expansion of hazardous waste collection days. This year, we've had our greatest turnout for the food collection that we've had throughout this, that program. And the things that people are doing as the volume continues to increase. So, to ask a resident to do the right thing and come, but wait in line an hour and a half, because that's not possible, fuel, and or potentially say, well, there's only 3 here, I'm not going to do the right thing. And we heard back from residents, that's what they value a lot.
What, can I ask this, what percentage of your fee is going to be residential and what percentage is business, looking forward?
Looking forward of the potential collection of, an additional revenue of $407,000, $81,000, and that would be at the full. So, per capita, right now, the district spends about $6.11 per capita annually. This increased revenue or projected expenditures would increase that per capita to $7. If we don't count the transfer on our budget, we have to account for a transfer from the general fund to the non-operating capital fund. But that's like, if we might have the left hand, right.
I get my left hand, my last right hand.
So when I was looking at the per capita expenditures.
Okay, well, what other I mean, here's, I don't know that your fee increase would have gotten through this board. I suspect hearing the questions tonight, it probably would not have, like annually. But if it's not in front of this board on the fee increase, it's in front of this board on whether or not we approve her budget for expenditures. If we voted no to this budget and held this to last year, what would happen, Scott? They would just say,
I don't think it served the purpose.
Right.
Vote down the budget, the raises did bother me, I don't think that sends the right message. It's actually, it's at the same time. But you've changed it. And I do know that, I live in the township, that we do utilize quite often, my neighborhood, the live pickup, and leave pickup, and it is important that you have a cup record there that is fast enough that we all use. So we're just one storm away from that being a real problem.
are you for the increase?
No, I'm not for the increase, but I understand why she did it.
I think he's for service.
I just wanted to
What, did it pass, just wondering, did the vote pass the board by 100%, or was anybody vote against it?
We have 7 members, elected officials, the county commissioners, Mayor Portage, Councilperson Portage, Councilperson for the county, and police representative, currently, from House. And in attendance were 6 board members, and 5 voted for, 1 voted.
Okay, so, with all that in mind, what is your pleasure with this budget? Do we have a motion yet? Do we have a motion and a second on the floor? Do we have a motion? I'll second for discussion. Any further?
I really think you guys do a great job, a wonderful job. My only concern is adding the 2 taxes. This time we've got a drainage, possibly a drainage increase coming down the road. And that's my main concern.
Okay, so, with that in mind, let's get a roll call on this.
This is on 10, what is it, 10.6?
Yes. take out the raise.
Minus
The raise.
Yeah, I took the raise.
Okay, well, I'm just thinking of this, so we take out the raises, and that's fine, but it affects the perk a little bit, and it affects
I think we only have a new finance here that we have to talk about first, because you have some of your hourly who are actually full-time.
Right.
I don't have that number.
a little bit higher.
So what do you think the number should be?
First 31, 352.
Well, I suspect there would be most of the things last year.
No, it goes up to 11.
Let's read it.
Is that about right?
27.
Close enough. Now give me, you backed out all the increases, correct?
Yeah.
Give me the big number. 13, 18, 7, 24. Is that, does the motion understand that? Second understands that. Now, any questions on that number?
Just wanted to clarify what was again.
Very good, now let's get that roll call.
All right, Mr. Blair,
Yes.
Ms. Graham,
No.
Ms. Conover,
Yes.
Mr. Whitman,
Yes.
Mr. Biggs.
Yes.
We have 4 in the affirmative and 1 in the negative.
Recycling and waste non-mobility.
That's done.
There's some, what's your pleasure with the recycling waste non-mobility? We have a motion. Well, second discussion, that's
What are you
discussion.
holding in that account for?
Currently, that's where we were able to get the money to pay for capital purchases, that's where we, roughly, on top of my head, we have about 38,000. So that's that transfer in, make capital purchases out. So,
I just wanted to make sure it wasn't $500,000.
and that is,
Because that would be very cool.
Yeah, but-
yeah, no, then we
No,
wouldn't.
that would be very bad.
We wouldn't have looked for the recycling.
Okay, there's a motion, a second on the floor. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye, opposed? The ayes have it. Drainage Board, 1026. Good evening. Okay, so what you have in front of you is Drainage Board 1026. What is your pleasure with this one? We have a motion. Second for discussion, let's go, what's your discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye, opposed. Surveyor, 1006. General fund budget. You went down a little bit, didn't you?
We went down a lot, and it's gonna be painful, but it's gotta be done as far as I'm concerned for the whole county, so. We're trying to stay, we appreciate it.
That's the Democrat way, well done.
I hope it's a Porter County way.
That's true. I just want to see if these guys will listen.
Hard enough to listen.
Well, you said so, I know you.
Well, I agree with you there, Dan, because that ordinance that passed the tax increase on everybody's made up, thanks to the public.
177, 412, what's your pleasure? We have a motion and a couple of seconds. Any further discussion?
I just got a quick question about the new stormwater fee. Has it been figured out as far in regards to parcels, acreage, non-pervious?
You're not that far along yet. The commissioners are supposed to arrange for a meeting with your body, and then have some informal discussion, then they have to go through public hearings. We don't know what's gonna happen.
So we don't
Years
know.
of bodies, so.
Thank you. I just wondered how far along this whole discussion.
Yeah, I mean, the public should understand that the commissioners will make a proposal, but it will be this body that determines whether or not they attack.
Correct, and that was the discussion at the first stormwater board meeting.
There you go.
Do you get a motion on that?
Yeah, we have a motion second. Let's get a roll call.
Ms. Graham?
Yes.
Ms. Conlon?
Yes.
Mr. Witt?
Yes.
Mr. Bates? Mr. Blair?
Yes.
We have 5-0 in the affirmative.
We have this non-general perpetuation fund. What's your pleasure?
Move. Second.
Motion and a second. That fund running pretty good?
It's really dependent on the number of reported occupants. It brings in between 2,000 and 2,500 the last couple of years. So that's what we buy new equipment with. That's what I bought the records of 2 local surveyors that basically was accumulation of 6 different surveyors' records that now we have the benefit of as county and for citizens. So that's
You have-
where that money came from.
That's fine. All right, is there already motion second on this one? All right, motion second. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed?